So I thought I'd do a quick video on why I think creatives should seriously consider being on an online platform like YouTube that encourages creativity. Because I've hit 500 subs recently, and whilst that might not seem like a big deal for a lot of people, it was definitely a big deal for me. Reason being that it's changed my perspective on things a lot more than I thought it would, and I was really surprised by a lot of the positive outcomes that I've gotten from this experience. So I think some of you might benefit from this too. So here's my video on why I think you might want to consider doing this. So the first reason as to why YouTube has been great for me is because it's actually helped me be more creative. Sometimes when I think of the word creative, I just think of someone who's really good at art or someone who's good at drawing, someone who just likes Pinterest. But when you actually look up the dictionary definition of the word creative, the Oxford Dictionary actually says it means relating to or involving the use of imagination or original ideas to create something. So being creative means you actually have to make something. I think all creatives have the ability to create, but we're often held back by three things. At least I'm held back by these three things. And those three things are perfectionism, procrastination, and lack of inspiration. Generally speaking, I find that a lot of creatives that I know are also perfectionists. And so we have trouble putting ourselves out there because we're worried that we're going to be judged. And because we're perfectionists, we also like putting things off because it seems like it's so much effort to try and get something done perfect that we actually just put it off altogether. And a lot of us are also busy with other things like work and family. And so sometimes it's even just hard to find times where you can be inspired by things that you like movies, TV, video games, etc. So YouTube fixed all of those things for me. Because when I started YouTube, I made myself a rule that I had to post a video weekly. And I took this deadline really seriously. And because I had this deadline, I had to post regardless of whether I thought it was perfect or not. So it forced me to not be a perfectionist. And then honestly, because all of you guys have been so kind in the comments, it's actually given me the motivation and inspiration to make these videos better as I go along. So in a way, YouTube, I think, has given me a level of accountability to the number of subscribers that I have. So I know that people are watching now, so I have to put stuff out and not be super precious about it and not to procrastinate. So maybe if you're like me and you just struggle to get stuff out, I'd encourage you to just post something on YouTube or any sort of platform just because it's something that you can look back on and say, yes, I did something. And there's accountability there because people are looking at it. And if you can get over that fear of being judged, I think it would really help you get out of that creative rut. So those are my 2 cents there. The second reason why I think YouTube has been great is that it's made me a better musician and a better creator in general. YouTube improves me basically on 2 fronts. One is the hours I put in because I have to practice before I make a YouTube video. And then the second thing is the reflection that I get to do on that video afterwards. I think when I'm busy, I often complain that I don't have time to practice, but because I have a deadline of putting out something every week, and oftentimes that's a cover, I will have to put in the hours of practice in order to make sure it's good enough for release. Which is nice because I don't think I've had to intentionally carve out practice time like that in quite a while. And once I've made the video, I actually get a chance to watch it back and then figure out what things I can improve. So for example, I did this bass cover a few weeks back. When I recorded it, I realized I had a tendency to rush. So now when I'm playing bass, I actually think a lot about whether I'm rushing or not. And it's actually really helped my playing, especially when I'm on stage. So the opportunities for reflection also come up when I make instructional videos. Because when I'm making an because when I'm making a video for a beginner, I actually have to stop and think, is this actually going to help them? But more importantly than that, has this actually helped me in the past? And does it help me now? And so sometimes I end up reminding myself of great advice that I actually haven't implemented in a while. And so then I start implementing it in my own practice routines. So that's been really good. So for anyone thinking of starting on YouTube, I actually think it's a really legit platform for just honing your own craft. And especially after 500 subs, I can definitely feel how much I've improved as a musician and as a creative person. So yeah. The third reason why YouTube has been great is that it's actually just grown me as a person. I think in general, I'm more organized, I'm more disciplined, and I'm more intentional. And I think those are skills and habits that help in all sorts of fields, whether that's music or art or industry or corporate, etc. Because I think they just encourage you to be more thoughtful about your work. So say, for example, on YouTube, I have to plan out the music that I'm playing beforehand. I've got to make sure that I've written out all the descriptions and the tags for the video descriptions. And I got to stick to schedule. I have to stick to my weekly schedule. So I basically just have to make sure that I've got all my admin sorted, kind of like a business owner. And just like a business owner, I've started thinking about what value I can add to someone else. So I don't just think about what I would like to record, but I think about what I think would be helpful to someone, or I put myself into someone's shoes and I say, if they were on YouTube and they were looking this up, what would they want to learn? And I think that's just helped me become really intentional. I think that's just helped me become more intentional about what I'm doing. And that's been really great. So yeah, those are 3 reasons why 500 subs has been really awesome for me on YouTube. And maybe this is just a very long way for me to say that I've really enjoyed gaining a small audience. So thank you for coming and subscribing and watching. If any of you watching are thinking of starting a channel, I highly recommend it for all the reasons I outlined. As for me, I'm going to keep doing all the stuff that I enjoy on this channel because I just like doing creative things. But if you have any suggestions of stuff that you might want to see, let me know. I'm happy to hear it out. But otherwise, till next time, catch you later. See you, bye.